Hey guys, it's Maymay. We just got these in store and I'm very excited about them. They're sort of small tabletop organizers for your crafting. And the reason I'm excited is because my work surface is not super big and I've been wanting something a little more cohesive to keep all my things in. And I think this might be it. So what I thought I would do is film me putting these guys together in this video. And then once I put them onto my work surface, I'll do a quick short to let you guys see how it looks. But I also have some ideas for using these for craft items as well, like as gifts. So I want you to stick around so I can talk about them as we go. Now, let me tell you the plan, because you know, if you've watched any of my videos, I'm not good at doing this without instruction. So each one of these has a little scan QR code situation where I can go watch the instructions first. So what I will do off camera is watch the video and then assemble the product with you guys, and we'll talk about each one as we go. So let's get started. I would think most of you guys are not going to need instructions for these. They're pretty simple and they really show you the layout right here. This one in particular is easy. It's only 5 pieces. So check this out. You end up with this base piece. Let me do this sideways so it'll show in camera. You have this base piece here. Then you have 2 side pieces that go like this one and then the same on the other side. And then the 2 pieces that are top and bottom. This one's going to be very easy. Now, I'm going to use art glitter glue to put this together, and you might be surprised by that. You could use a Fabri-Tac or a wood glue. I want to say they suggest wood glue. I think I saw somewhere in the product description that they did, but I'm just going to use my art glitter glue. I used it to put together the boxes that my friend Clanton makes for me, and it works fine, so I'm going to do it here as well. And the way I'm going to do that, from experience, is I'm going to apply glue to every tab, each one of them. And what happens is when we stand them up together, we end up with a good sturdy bond. So now with glue on each little tab, I'm going to stand this guy up and let that catch. And you can see how the glue's kind of running all the way inside. That's good. We can even come through and add another bead if we want to. Now I'm going to use my little Spinder's diamond to sit behind there and hold that up as it dries. That's a perfect little weight, and I'll do this side. I feel like as I get going, I'll get into a rhythm with these, and I'll have a better idea of how this works. My little die magnet holders are coming in handy. I'm going to use them to help everything stay standing. Now I put glue on all the little side tabs. So I'm going to slide these guys in together. This will help everything stand together too. Once you get more than one piece assembled, it does get easier. Now I'll turn it and do this last one. Okay, I think it'd be a good idea too. You could take some rubber bands and wrap around and let this sit and dry. But once this is dry, we can then cover it with cardstock and make it look super cute. Now, you could cover this with cardstock before you put it together, and a lot of you will want to do that. I don't want to do that because I think I'm even going to let the cardstock kind of wrap around as more support. So I'm going to kind of cover after the fact, but you might decide to go ahead and do that. The other thing is I'm not super concerned about covering the inside with cardstock, just the outside for color. So I'm not too worried about fitting pieces in here and there. All right, I'm going to set this one aside and let it dry. Okay, now it's time for the marker storage. And this one, for some reason, has intimidated me. I think because these little tiny holes, but honestly, it's super easy to do. So let's start with the bottom. Something that they do on the website, which I think is really smart, is they use some like tacky tape or like, you know, soft tack tape. I'm going to use some yellow tape to help me out here because this one's got more pieces. So for this one, we're going to use one of these pieces, and you'll notice that these little slots, they're what holds the marker storage. There's one at the front and one at the back, and the reason for that is because your markers go through, and that way they'll lay nice and flat. I love that about this. Now, they didn't apply glue here, and I don't think you need it either, so I'm just going to put this here, but they did apply glue to the edges. And look at this. This was a good tip. Good tip. They went ahead on the bottom and put a piece of tape down like that. So when they put their piece up, they could just lift that up to hold it in place. Now notice the flat side there, and this is also my flat side back here. This is where my notches are to put the base on or the back on. So I want to make sure I keep the notches the same. So here's my flat side. It'll go to the front. And what I'm going to do is apply my glue and then stand this up. By the way, they don't put glue in the same place as I do. They only put glue on the tabs. But I know from experience when I'm putting together like the pieces I get from Clack, it's best if you put it on all the tabs for, for long term. So then we lift that tape up, and that's going to hold that in place to dry. Brilliant. Let's do this side. So I got my piece of tape in place, and we're going to do this side. Now, you remember I was telling you that I think there's good gift ideas in these boxes? Let me tell you how this one is a great gift idea. So my grandgirls are very into markers, very into coloring. And wouldn't it be a neat idea to pick up one of these, load it up with markers, and go ahead and have this assembled when you give it to them, and then they have automatic marker storage with the gift that you give them at Christmas. And I think that would be a very good gift. And you can decorate these maybe to match their room, or if they have like a desk or a theme, that would be super cute. All right, this one is snug, which is good. We want it to be snug, so it'll stay together. And then I'm going to put my piece at the bottom on to hold that in place, just like so. And we've got it almost all done. Now I've got it flipped over, okay, and we're going to put this guy on. Just again, make sure that your tabs are all on the tab side and your flush is all on the flush side. And then this will just go in just like this, and you can glue it in place. Honestly, putting this together with, before you give the gift to me is a really good part of the present, It'd be neat to have my storage already made when I get my brand new markers. I think that'd be cool. And if you're thinking about markers, consider the Colorista markers we have in store. They are so affordable. I mean, one of these plus the Colorista markers would be an incredible gift and easy on the budget too. All right, last piece. This is the base. Boy, that slipped in easy, so I'm going to apply glue and put this one on. And this tape is just temporary. It'll just hold it together until everything's dry. And then we can decorate with cardstock or whatever we might want to decorate with. You'll see when I'm putting this on, I'm kind of pressing it together to hold it nice and snug. And that way everything glues tight. Look how nice this is. Isn't that beautiful? And then let me show you what happens. It's not a marker. I got my bone folder laying here. Your marker goes through and it stays on the back side as well, so it stays nice and flat. Love this. This one is called a half box, and it's for acrylic pens or any pens. And you can see it has these larger holes, and it holds just like the markers but with bigger sections. So this one's going to go together very much the same. Now the side piece, my tabs are to the back. My tabs are to the back here. This one will go like this. And I'm going to assemble this one almost exactly like I just did the first one. So we'll just speed through this one really quick. So again, as I was saying about gift ideas, this is a great one for the pen lover in your life because you can buy them a set of pens, go ahead and load this up, wrap it up for Christmas, and they'd love this for their desk, and you can, again, decorate it to match. All right, on to the next one. This guy is a simple box. I really like this one. Let me show you what it looks like. It's actually called Basic Box. It'll look like this. And you remember how I told you we could use these for gifts? This one would be great if you wanted to make folios to put inside it or greeting cards. It'd be a great one to hold greeting cards, and you can make dividers and separate them from each other and kind of give it as a complete gift. Let me get this one assembled real quick. So this box, it's still drying, but I want to give you the dimensions of it. This guy ends up being on the inside. He is 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you could do 8¼ inch folios, right? And you could get, depending on what size you do, 3/4 or 1 inch, at least five folios in here. Wouldn't this be a neat way to store them? And you don't have to do it on its side. This guy will stand up so you could slide them in. So if you've been wanting a good storage for folios, I think this would be a cool one. And think about this. Put the box together, cover it with your pretty papers, and then make your folios to match the paper out here. Maybe it's 1 folio for every quarter of the year. Maybe you do 6 folios in here, you know, 1 for every 6 months would be neat, and you have 2 of these for the year. Super cool. All right, let's let this one dry. If you were with me on my live show, this is the one I put together on the live to show you guys, you know, how easy these are to put together. And if you saw me do it live, you'd see I was struggling. But this one's pretty cute. I'm going to go ahead and put it together, and we'll just kind of fast motion it for you. So this one is the ink pad storage, but you could do so much. You could also use it this way. So if you wanted to put rulers in it, which I always struggle finding good storage for rulers because I feel like my pen cups are a little too short. I love the height of this one. This is great for rulers, T-squares. My mini trimmer would look really good in here too. I love this one. Could it be a gift? Sure, I could turn it into something, but I think this would be one I'd want for my desk. All right, I have 2 more styles. Let's throw this one together. This is another great one that can go this way, so you can use it for storage to put in like this, right? Or you can stand this guy up. I love the flexibility of these. These are super great, nice and deep. Lay your pens in. You could put smaller ink pads. You could put bone folders, maybe some of your acrylic blocks, some of your glues and things. This would be a good place to add like your taller pieces that you can see, you know, just at a glance would be cool in there. I love this guy. They're actually easy to put together. One thing I want to caution you about, do you see how you can kind of see through that? You see how that little air is down here in this part? When you're putting your tape on for them to dry, and I didn't even put a piece right there, squeeze it down as you like press down and then put your tape to kind of hold it there. And that way those little air holes won't happen. That way all your glue will adhere. It'll hold it in place while it dries. So look through them. I've been noticing that as I go, I just kind of look to see where there might be little, like see how that's separated? But if I add the tape, it'll press it all together so it'll dry. This one's pretty sturdy because it has so many connector points. All right, one more to go. There's the last one. This is a really cool one. If you lay it this way, you can put all kinds of things inside of here. This one would be neat for these larger punches. Wouldn't this be cool to put these in? Plus, can I get two side by side? I can, and I can read what they are. Super easy. I really like that, you guys. My desk needs some better storage, and this is going to be good. Now, how could you use this as a gift? Again, if you have a crafter friend, this makes it easy, but if you wanted to use this to store greeting cards, you could even make your own little divider here and do, let's see if this will hold 2 4 1/4 size cards. How big is this all together? It's just shy of 8 1/2. So this might be better for maybe tags. And I'll tell you something I would really like to use this for on my own desk. You know how I always pre-cut my photo mats and things like that? Wouldn't this be cool to have like 4x6, 3x4s, 4x4s, and have all my little photo mats in here? What a good way to store things. Tell me what you would store inside of these. I want to know. Let's bring everything back over because I want you to see kind of the plan. You have to zoom out a little bit. Let me see what I can do. So the way these guys, I'm sorry about the really bad zoom here, but the way these guys are kind of considered to work is they stack together. And what's so cool is all of them are the same height. See how that goes flush? So you can stack them in any configuration you want to. It doesn't have to be what I'm doing here, but look how neat this is, how nice and put together. And you still have room to add your others. This one, by the way, is just a little bit taller. You can't really see it. This is the big one we did first. It's a little bit taller than the full stack, but you can configure them in any way you want. And you can cover these areas with your cardstock to match your craft room. I just think that's so cool. I was going to take the time to cover them, but they're still drying, and I want you to get this video. I have to get it done in time for you to get it. So I'm going to let you see this as is. When I get these in my room, I will be sure to do a video to show y'all because I think this is going to neaten up my desk so much. I'm super excited about it. Hey, thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you for letting me take a video to put these guys together for myself. Sometimes that's how I get stuff done. I just film what I'm doing to let you guys see it. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to see more content, be sure to subscribe. And until next time, bye now.